on the Mustangs Sports Network from Learfield. You're listening to Mustangs Mic'd Up, presented by the SMU Cox School of Business, featuring an in-depth look at all things SMU athletics. It's everything you need to get your Mustang fix, from the court to the gridiron. Here are your hosts, Rich Phillips and Alex Glover.
Good evening. Welcome to another week of Mustangs Mic'd Up here on the SMU Mustangs Facebook page, as well as right here at Ozona Grill and Bar. I am Rich Phillips, voice of the Mustangs. Happy to have everyone with us here tonight. Alex out this week. She had prior engagement traveling, and so let's welcome in Bree Sorensen sitting in with us.
Thanks, Rich. Excited to be here. What's a better way to start our October than talking some SMU football here?
Absolutely, and we're going to talk a lot of football here tonight. We'll have head coach Rhett Lashlee coming up in a few moments. But first, let's welcome the Mustangs starting left guard, Logan Parr. How are you?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
Good to have you here. You're a guy who actually began your career at Texas. What brought you here to SMU, 3 years ago now?
Yeah, so coming in, I didn't get a lot of playing time at Texas. And what was really important to me at that time was getting a quality business education. So I came in here, graduated from Texas in 3 years, came here, got my master's in business management last year, and then continued that on, played some good ball the year after that, and continuing that on this year.
Wait a minute. How does a football player graduate in 3 years? It took me 4.5, and I just did radio.
Well, I kind of knew that I wanted to get out of there and go somewhere else, to be completely honest with you. So I was taking 21 hours, 18 hours in season, along with some community college. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, happy to have that done the way I did so I could be in the place to graduate as much as I have and really take advantage of my time as a college athlete.
Yeah, I mean, your teammates call you the professor. Yeah. I heard first you have so many different degrees, but your teammates also voted you as team captain this season. So can you just tell me first, how special is it for your teammates to vote for such a trustworthy position as team captain, and how you've embraced that leadership role?
Yeah, so that's something that's very important to me. Like I said, I didn't get a lot of playing time at Texas, and I didn't get the belief that I really wanted and that I thought I had as a player over there. So coming here, being able to play and really do great here, and to the point where my teammates believed in me for me to be a captain, is something that was very important to me.
Yeah, you've played a lot here. 31 games played, 30 starts. You've missed only one. Mm-hmm. And I know you've been dinged up a number of times. How have you been able to stay so consistently in the lineup here?
I've been in the training room a lot. I mean, I'm old, so I kind of seen other guys do it before me, but I'm spending probably 4 or 5 hours a day in the training room.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And like you said, you've been here a few years now, from the American to the ACC. How special has it been over the years to watch this SMU football program grow?
It's been honestly insane. Just seeing our fan base grow as much as it has, how much traction our program has gone, and it kind of really mirrors my career as well. Just having 40 years where football wasn't really SMU's thing, and then finally SMU gets to the point where we're back in contention, and mirroring that with my career is the same kind of thing. So it's been something that I'm very excited to be a part of.
All right, so a bachelor's, 2 masters. What are they again?
I got one in business management and then one in sports management.
And what do you plan to do with your degrees someday down the road?
So I really want to start this football platform. I can't really go into it right now because I don't have.
It's top secret, right?
It is, yeah. So, but I've been developing that along with my internship right now, where I'm spending time, whether it's getting treatment at the table where I get a little bit of time to work on that. So right now, not having classes and just having my internship has allowed me to really focus on what I want to do, and I want to revolve everything around sports and bring business to sports. And I think I finally found a pathway to do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Speaking of that, it's time for our Mustang Minute segment, where we go over these quick, fast questions just to get to know you a little more personally. My first question was going to be, since you are called the professor, I mean, you have so many different degrees, but if you weren't playing football, what would be like dream job? Is it just to still continue your business? What's a dream job for you?
Yeah, I always wanted to start my own business or work at like a smaller firm and building it to something greater. So I actually have impact in that.
Awesome. Now, another question. In the O-line, you probably, rarely will have the opportunity to score a touchdown, but I know we all dream about it, right? Like, I dream about it. Like, what would be my touchdown celebration? So what would be yours?
I'm kicking the ball in the stands.
In the stands. Okay, so you're kicking it, like, as far as it'll go?
Yeah, probably. It'll go like 20 yards max because I can't kick, but I'm going to try to kick it in the stands.
I love it. Since you are a team captain, who's a TV or movie character or someone you looked up to growing up?
J.J. Watt, just as like a, I think every guy who kind of resembles my stature loves J.J. Watt and tried to be J.J. Watt growing up, so just trying to do everything that he did growing up. Yeah.
Run block or pass block?
Run block for sure.
Why?
Yeah. I mean, you just gotta take people's will, and you can't do that in the pass blocking. PFF, all that kind of stuff says I'm a better pass protector, but I love running the ball.
Awesome.
You get to attack when you run block,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
Do you have anything you have to do before a game? Like anything pre-game, like I have to do this to be able to play well?
I listen to like slow music. To be like
slow music,
depressing country music.
Depressing
up until I get too anxious right before it, so I have to try to.
So you got to chill out
right until we run out there for kickoff. Yeah.
So most of the guys are out there playing, fast-paced rap, pop. You're like,
I'm trying to chill as much as I can. Just
you're the first guy I've ever heard say that.
Really?
I think slow music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, depressing country music.
It has to be depressing too, not just slow, but depressing. Well, hey, it works. It works for you, and that's all we have for the Mustang Minute. So thanks, Logan.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about this season. You've gotten through the non-conference portion, ready to start conference play this week. How do you feel so far about the team after the first month of play?
I think we have everything ahead of us that we want. Everything that we've talked about that we want to reach is still right in front of us. And us realizing that and really taking advantage of the slate in front of us is something that's we're looking forward to.
I've heard you talk so highly of Coach Justice before and how he's really helped you develop into the player that you are today. Can you talk a little bit more about him and how he's impacted you on the field?
Yeah, so I would go die for that guy out on the field, to be completely honest with you. Just him and Coach Lashlee believing in me when my other school wouldn't give me that chance is something that I really take personal. And seeing the way that they live their lives, being family people, really putting family first is something that sits with you. And you see them coach at an elite level while also being a great family role model is something that I'm very happy that I get to witness every day.
That's one of those things I think that gets overlooked sometimes by us on the outside is the importance not just of the head coach, the position coach. I mean, that's the guy you spend the most time with, isn't it, on the staff?
Yes, sir.
And that's just when you're looking at a place to go to be recruited out of high school and then to move on. How much did that play a factor into it here?
Yeah, well, I had my visit here at SMU and just being able to speak with Coach Justin and see how personable he is and seeing what his plan was for me coming in, making me the player that I am today is just something that really stuck out to me, and that I was happy that I ended up picking SMU because it's worked out.
Do you have like a favorite or funny or top moment that you've had with him?
I mean, there's a lot. Coach Justice is a funny guy. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And I don't know, just celebrating wins with him. He does a great job at expressing or being in the moment and not letting the pressures of the outside get to that and just enjoying the day-to-day.
And that offensive line group, good returning group this year, but also a few new guys that are starting up there with you. And let's talk about them a little bit first. Josh Bates told me during fall camp that he's a psychopath.
He is. Yeah.
Why?
Well, we kind of have a joke. He's like a mini Richie Incognito, if some people know who that is. He's just doesn't play emotional, but lets his passion control his game. And I love that about him. He's always a guy that hypes us up. I'm not really that guy to get in front of the group and do the hoorah, but Josh, even though he's like 20, even though he looks 30, gets up there and really takes that role.
And then how's Addison Nichols fit right in here with this group?
Yeah, Addison's a great player. Addison has a lot of experience. Coming from center and then being able to play right guard, he's able to see a lot of things that someone who doesn't play center is able to see. So him, me, and Bates, who all have center experience, being up there at the same point and being able to dissect the defense is something that's really cool about this O-line.
Conference play does start up this Saturday. Syracuse, 2:30 at Ford Stadium. in front of a sold-out crowd once again.
Sir.
You guys got to like that.
Yes, sir.
Those students you got to like too. That's
Sir.
What's that been like the last 2 years to see your fellow students turning out in droves like that?
Yeah, like I said, it's just crazy to see the point where I got here to where we are now, where every single week we're breaking attendance records, and that's something I'm very happy to be a part of.
And this Syracuse defensive line you'll see this week, all seniors, they start up front. Tell us what you've seen about them on film getting ready for this week.
Yeah, so they play really hard, really strong individuals. But honestly, week to week, it's all about us. And that's what Coach Justice really does a great job at, is we're going to do our work. He's going to try to kill us in practice every single day. And no matter who it is across from us, we're going to go and take their will.
All right, it's Saturday afternoon, 2:30, SMU and Syracuse at Ford Stadium. We'll see Logan Parr starting, what will it be, your 31st start, 32nd game played here at SMU at left guard. Awesome, look forward to it, and thanks for being here tonight, Logan.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
Thank you for
Logan.
having me.
That is SMU starting guard Logan Parr joining us here on Mustangs Mic'd Up. We'll get Lashlee up here next at Ozona. Welcome back here on Mustangs Mic'd Up. I'm Rich Phillips. Bree Sorensen with me here today on the show. Great crowd with us here at Ozona Grill and Bar. Reminder, college football is back, and simplify your tailgate planning. Upgrade your game day at the biggest SMU games this season. Full-service tailgates are selling fast. Contact Revel XP at 214-935-1683 or visit revelxp.com for more info. Well, let's welcome in the head coach of the SMU Mustangs, Rhett Lashlee.
Yeah. How about Logan Parr? Wasn't he awesome?
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess his NIL will go up all the nice things he said about Coach Justice and
Guess so,
right?
huh?
So, smart man.
Been awesome to have a guy like that who's been so consistent for you, though.
It really has. I mean, when you think about a guy who did get a degree at Texas before he came here, but yet you said he's starting his 31st game, going to be on track to play in 40-plus games here at SMU and multiple degrees. But he's what's great about college football. I mean, he's a really good football player. He's going to have a chance to play at the next level. And he teased a business plan of his he's got that's going to be really good, I can assure you. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we're going to continue to enjoy our time with Logan.
First time we've had you here in a month, and doing it off a bye week.
Yeah.
What's bye week like?
I know. I was excited to come hang out last week, and then, Sam, all she does is play top 10 matchups in volleyball. So I got to take my girls to the volleyball match. And, man, our girls are relentless.
I know.
I mean, they really are, and they're so fun to watch. They're incredible.
Yeah, they are.
I just say wow over and over again. And so the girls and I, we were there, and my wife. And, I mean, she's got her program in a similar situation as ours. We've moved up over the last year and a half to a different level and getting back on the national stage and week in, week out playing big-time games. And it's just fun to watch them compete week in and week out in big moments.
Now, Coach, bye weeks are interesting because you want your guys to rest, recharge, heal up from any injuries, but at the same time, you're game planning. So what's schedule like balancing the two of those?
They're all different. I mean, there's really no bye weeks or off weeks once the season starts in our world, except for the fact that on Saturday we got to watch a lot of other people suffer all day. And so it's kind of nice every now and then to just watch them worry about 3rd and 8 and, fourth quarter and onside kicks and turnovers and all the other stuff that comes with it. But, every bye week is different. And like, for example, last year we played week 0. It was a leap year, so we had 3. And it just so worked out we'd play 3 off, 3 off, 3 off. So, the first bye week's totally different than the middle one, totally different than the last one, just as the season wears on. This year, different, having 4 games, then an off week. Now we're about to play 6 straight.
Yeah.
This will be the first time in over 40 years SMU's played 6 straight Power 4 games. And then we get an off week, and then you play 2. And I think, given our team more than normal 3 or 4 games in, we've been a little more beat up than we have in the past with guys that we've lost either early in the season in game 1 or a couple guys that got banged up in fall camp. And knowing what we're about to go through, we were probably lighter last week than we have been in the past. Yeah. We just needed to get guys healthy, whether it's Kevin, whether it's Jordan Hudson, whether it's our linebackers, and I could go on. And even guys like Logan and our O-line, they were playing, but it's a physical game, right? And so I think this is a group that they play hard and they play physical. That hasn't been an issue. And so we used last week to get the veterans, if you will, healthy, and then to get a lot of the younger players and new players more opportunities to continue to grow and develop because we're going to need them even more down the stretch. And so that's kind of what we used it for. I mean, yeah, you get a little bit of a head start on your opponent, but it was really more about us and using the bye week strategically to where when we get to this week, we can be as fresh as we possibly can be for these next 6 weeks.
You mentioned you get to watch other teams suffer a little bit. Did you at least get to do something fun, something with a family? I mean, we don't get many of those weekends
I'm trying to remember what today is. So my boys had a JV game on Thursday night. I got to go recruit Friday, which meant my girls wanted to go to the fair, but I didn't. So then on Saturday, no, other than we had a soccer game at 1. My girls had a soccer game. They're really into soccer, you know. We may be going to the girls' game on Sunday so they can watch that. And, no, honestly, and then by Sunday I was working on Syracuse again like you would in a normal week after they had played another game. So the fun thing I got to do is watch other people suffer on Saturday.
No, Coach, you just mentioned it, but I have to say, I mean, great QBs just run in the family for you and your family, because your son, I saw online that he, threw a few touchdown passes himself. How cool is that as a dad to see your son perform like that?
Yeah, he got some action a few weeks ago. So my boys are 9th graders, which when I grew up, 9th grade was still junior high. And now it's not.
It's everything. Who knows what it is? So
middle school, junior high, whatever people want to call it. Well, 9th grade, so they go to a smaller school. So 9th through 12th is on the varsity. And so one of our sons, Thomas, is the backup quarterback as a 9th grader. And, plays in the JV games and whatnot. Well, we're at Missouri State on a Friday night, and I'm there. And then I get a text midway through the second quarter, the starter got dinged up. And sure enough, he rolls in there. And on his first high school play ever, throws a touchdown pass.
Wow.
Awesome.
And and ended up actually throwing 3 touchdown passes. Got smoked a bunch, got introduced to high school football, and he threw a bunch of picks too. So it was all balanced.
So bring them both up.
3 touchdowns, 3 picks. So we had enough humility mixed in there. But no, it was good for both of them. Have gotten to play JV, and then for him to get in. And then the next week he played about a half of the game, and they won, and he did well. And even Hudson got in that game. So who knows? It's been fun watching them have some fun, though.
When I was looking them up the other day, I was stunned when I saw who coached them in 8th grade. My buddy.
Yes, Craig Swan.
The hitman from Quitman.
Yeah, and they were really good.
He was
he's coaching his son who's an 8th grader this year,
right?
And they're undefeated.
Wow.
So he's doing some coaching.
He was the color analyst when I started here in 2001. He and I worked together for 7 or 8 seasons calling the games. Of course, Craig played in the mid-'90s, all Southwest Conference, all WAC linebacker here.
Oh, yeah.
What's Coach Swan like during a game?
I loved it. He's intense. He doesn't take any nonsense. And at our school is in a process of really growing and developing. Football's becoming a bigger and bigger deal at the boys' school. And last year they with Craig coaching them, his son's a year below my son, so him and a couple other guys were coaching the middle school team. They won the most games they'd ever won in middle school.
Wow.
Which was really cool. And now this year with his son, they're undefeated, I believe. And so he's bringing that intensity and that winning expectation to the school, which is good.
Yeah, no, I have to talk a little more about Thomas. I mean, when he came home from that game, is your dad hat on? Is the coach hat on? Are you critiquing? Like, how does that work post-game with him?
Well, I wasn't there, so it was just a phone call. So it was, but when I got back late Saturday night, I got to hear all about it. And by then I'd seen a lot of the videos. I actually got to watch the game on my phone as it was happening. So that was good. No, I mean, that's the fun part, but it's weird. It's like, just be dad.
Yeah.
Don't be coach or whatever until he asks. And if he asks, then maybe be honest. But no, it's been fun just watching those guys have fun. And so, just be dad.
Is it hard at the game, though?
Yeah, so when I played, my dad was a former coach. Some of y'all know my dad, and he's around a lot. And so when I would play, he would sit up in the top corner away from everybody. And I would always play, and I didn't know why he did that. I thought, man, I guess he gets nervous or whatever. And that one day, either late my senior year or after I was done playing, I asked him, like, why do you always, or did you always sit up there? Like, he goes, were you nervous? He said, no, I didn't want all the other parents to hear what I was saying about their kids. Hey, I'm coaching, like, we're not blocking, we're not doing it, whatever. So now I get it. And so I do sit with my wife and with some sometimes I'll go stand like on the fence, but I'll sit with my wife, but I have a massive bag of sunflower seeds. And I'm just crushing sunflower seeds the whole time. And if I stop, I start getting elbowed from my wife because I think I talk if I don't have sunflower seeds in. But as long as I got the seeds in, I'm just being dad, I'm being good, I'm being quiet. Good or bad.
Coach, now it's time for your favorite segment, the Mustang Minute, where
terrible.
we have those quick questions.
Horrible. Very good.
You did great.
We call plays like in 10 seconds, but I can't do this. So.
All right, Coach. Someone told me you are a big golfer, okay? And my inside source said that you are pretty good. They said that you won't say you're really good, but they said you are a pretty good golfer. So what's a dream golf course or somewhere that you have played that you really love?
Well, one that I haven't played would be the old course at St. Andrews. That'd be fun to play. I'd be a terrible links golfer. I hit the ball way too high, but it'd be really fun and cool to play there. So. Okay,
very good. Okay. All right. Both Chris Smith, our wonderful, amazing football SID, and Carter. Yeah, give it up for Chris Smith, you guys. Our amazing football SID. And Carter both told me that you have a very strong opinion on this one. Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
It's not even a question.
Not even a question.
No.
I think so too.
If you don't say Michael Jordan, you're just wrong.
Yeah. I agree.
Agree.
Like, this isn't the one, but I have a mug at home that says I would agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. Yeah. That's the way I see it if you're Kevin Jennings and you think LeBron.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with LeBron.
There is a good argument for LeBron James to be the third best player of all time.
Who's second?
Kobe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy. Okay. But not even close to one. And here's the deal. A lot of people, they don't have the gift that some of us in this room have, that they got to see all three in their prime. Those of us that do can chime in. Those that can't just need to sit it out.
I love it.
I might have Kareem in that group, though.
That's fine. But again,
I got to see Kareem.
I didn't get to see Kareem.
I'm a little older. I got to see him. So.
There you go. There's a killer instinct that Michael and Kobe have that just the others don't, in a good way.
All right, Coach, you're quite the world traveler. I mean, Italy, France, all sorts of places. What's one place, though, on your bucket list that you really want to go to?
I'm literally 42, and I've been to Europe twice.
Okay.
And that's all y'all talk about up here.
Hey, you're two ahead of me.
It's still impressive.
What was the question again?
Anywhere on your bucket list.
The more I drag it out, the more time I have to think. Okay. You know what I mean? On my buckets, I would like to go to Australia. That'd be cool. I mean, I hear when you get off the plane, everything's trying to kill you, so that would be weird. But I would like to go to Australia.
Okay. All right. We're about to talk about the Thunder On documentary here in a minute, but favorite movie snack?
Movie snack?
Mm-hmm. You're in the movies. What do you?
If I'm in the movie theater, I'm pretty simple. I don't drink Coke and Dr. Pepper much, but I'll have a Dr. Pepper and a big popcorn, and I'm not a big candy guy.
No candy?
So, no. I mean, if it's there, I might have some of it, but I'm not. I can do without it.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Coach. So you did great. Was that hard? I don't think that was too bad.
It was a lot longer than a minute, but
it was a lot longer than a minute.
This is Mustangs Mic'd Up, brought to you by the SMU Cox School of Business. Long-term career success begins at the SMU Cox School of Business with the number 26 full-time MBA in the nation. Our commitment to your success, state-of-the-art facilities, and welcoming national network combined to help open doors here in Dallas and beyond. Learn more at smu.edu/Cox.
Kevin Knox in the house from Cox.
Always.
Yes, sir.
You should see the radio booth now. We've got a life-size cutout of Kevin Knox in the radio booth now.
I don't know if the world can take care. We can't handle Kevin and a life-size cutout. That's
well, they're separate. We don't have Kevin there live.
Okay.
We have them separate.
Good. If they're ever together, we got a problem.
Well, Bree mentioned Thunder On, the documentary that premiered on ESPN, a week and a half ago now. Still available on ESPN Plus, of course. Tell us, what's it mean to you? What's it mean to the program to have the next part of the story get told like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome. Credit to really about 5, 6, 7 individuals and their families who, from David Miller. And anytime you start listing somebody, you're going to leave out. But I know David and Kyle Miller and Bill Armstrong and Tucker Bridwell and Rich Templeton, and there's some others that just said this story has to be told, and it's a big deal. And I think one, it's a story that needs to be told. It's a great story. It's a great comeback story, and but since a previous story had been told, in my opinion, it makes it even more important that the updated version is told. And it's in my opinion, that's just part 2. There's still another part that maybe is incomplete out there that we're chasing. But it's just really humbling to get to be the head coach here at a time when that's going on, and to get to be a small part of that, and just see just so much that has gone into getting our program back to where it is, and with the potential to go where we want it to.
What was your initial reaction when you found out that a documentary was being made, and just like what was, those early talks like when they were talking to you about it?
Yeah, I just remember when David Miller told me that it was a good chance it could happen, and it was going to be with a big-time production company and all the things. It just made sense. I mean, honestly, my first reactions was like, that's awesome. It makes perfect sense. The story needs to be told, the updated story, the correct current story needs to be told in a way that shows SMU and who we are in the light that we should be shown in, but also helps us continue to move forward with where we want to go. We're nowhere near where we want to be, but it's a great. I mean, Kirk Herbstreit was fantastic throughout it all, shedding light. And you start thinking of the more powerful voices in our sport. He's right up there, and for him to say the things throughout he said show why the story needs to be told.
We all got really wrapped up in last year, an amazing story last year. But in watching that, it reminded me, 2023 was darn near as good a story as 24, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was an amazing group you had that year.
It was special. I mean, it's kind of like everybody who made SMU great a long time ago is really important, and everybody really over the last 40 years has shared a part in getting back to where we are in that story being told. Everyone has a huge impact on the story. But, yeah, I mean, everything has a process. So the 2023 team broke through and won a conference championship and did a lot of special things, right? And they set the bar for us as we moved into the ACC. And a lot of those guys returned, and they just kind of picked up where we left off. But, yeah, I mean, there's a process and a progression to everything. I'm as impatient of a person as I know. And so a lot of times we want to get way ahead of ourselves, but you have to go through certain steps and stages to get where you want to get. And I think that's a good part of that story. Like, we had to break through and win a conference championship, and then we had to come to this stage and prove we belong. And now we're in a different phase of it. And so it was cool to look back on both of those years and enjoy it for a minute.
Do you have a favorite part of the documentary? When you were watching it, you're like, ooh, this part really stuck out to you, or this part really hit home for you?
I don't know if I have a favorite. I don't like how it ended because I wanted the season to end different last year. Yeah. So, one of the really emotional parts for me was at the part just when Roderick scored the touchdown to tie the championship game. Mm-hmm. To me, was a big deal. Now, again, it's immediately met with bittersweet and anger and whatever else you want to have because of how it ended. But, I think that moment and the culmination of that moment in that game kind of is a very, very small microcosm of that journey for us. It was not looking good for so long, and then the way our guys just kept fighting and kept fighting and kept fighting and kept fighting to do that, which we were always capable of doing, is a lot like our story that's being told. And we're continuing to fight and prove that at SMU we're winners, we're fighters, and we're going to continue to do what we need to do to get on top.
I was just mad they didn't use my call of Roderick's touchdown.
Well, I didn't hear it, so.
Well, I'm all over the thing, but.
Yeah, but I was in the game, so
right,
I didn't hear it. But I'm sure it was fantastic.
It was, and they didn't use me on that one. I was mad about it.
Who did they use it? Who'd they use?
Sean McDonough on TV.
Well,
he's okay.
You got more hair than him.
Not a lot more.
But you do have more hair.
I do have more hair. Thanks for giving me a little credit on that. All right, Mustangs Mic'd Up is here on Wednesday nights at Ozona Grill and Bar, and you can come to Ozona Grill and Bar. They have the best patio in town and happy hour from 4 to 7 every Sunday through Friday. Enjoy $1 off bar drinks and complimentary chips and salsa. Ozona Grill and Bar, find your comfort zone. Talk a little about the season here as we wrap things up on the show. And the season, of course, continues Saturday at 2:30 against Syracuse at Ford Stadium. Finish up non-conference now a week and a half ago. Your thoughts on the season so far through 4 games?
Yeah, we're excited to be getting in the conference slate. Logan did a good job of talking about how everything's right in front of us. Like we talked about with the team this week, we have a chance to go 1-0 in the conference and instantly be tied for first in the league. And that's what's in front of us this week, in front of a sold-out Ford Stadium. And where we played really well, both at home and in the conference. So, look, we want to be 4-0. We want to win every game we play. We knew we had a young and a new team, and we had some injuries, and none of that matters. You got to go win. And on one hand, our team in both of the losses put ourselves in position to win the game. We led in the fourth quarter of both games, and then we didn't finish and do what we need to do to win those games. And so that's not where any of us want to be, but it's in the past. It's part of our sport. And what we have to do, like, to be good in sports, to be good in football, failure, mistakes, it's a part of it. You can't try to be perfect. Nobody is. And so what isn't okay is when you make mistakes that you don't learn from it. And so what we have to do is use our non-conference slate, some of the good, some of the disappointments, and we have to make sure that helps us in the conference slate, because the conference slate's going to be even harder throughout than the non-conference at times. And so our guys are in a good place. It's time for this team. Always felt like, with all the newness we had, even if we didn't have some of those injuries, if we could just stick together and get to game 5, 6, 7, like, this team was just going to keep getting better. We have a lot of potential. At some point, we have to start reaching that potential and play to that potential. And so I think our guys are in a good place. You heard Logan up here. We're excited to play on Saturday. We're excited to start the conference slate, because whether we would have gone 4-0, 0-4, 2-2, whatever you want to call it, in the non-conference, it matters. But if we were sitting here at 4-0, it's still a brand new season beginning. And if you're 4-0, it's still all about what you do in the conference slate moving forward. We're 2-2, but like he said, everything's still in front of us. So we need to be at Ford Stadium at 2:30 on Saturday with a full crowd, family weekend, and we need to start to play the kind of football I think this team is capable of playing to, one, get a win, most importantly, get to 1-0 in our league, and then gain some momentum and some confidence so we can continue into this conference slate and try to make a run again.
Coach, you just mentioned multiple times sold out crowd for this weekend. I mean, SMU has sold out 5 of the last 7 games at Ford. So how has this fan base helped propel the Mustangs?
It's incredible. It's huge. And for us to continue to do what we want to do, that has to be a huge part of it. And I think what's the best part is we're coming off a loss and it's still sold out.
Yeah.
And I think that shows the growth of our program and the commitment of our fans and our fan base. This room is still full tonight. Yep. That's a big deal. Because nobody wants to win more than our players and our fans. We all are in it together, and we need each other. You know what I mean? And I've always felt like this. The best home environments are the ones that are the loudest and rowdiest when the team is losing. Or when the team is coming off of a loss, because that's when we need our fans. That's when we need our students the most. When we're up 14-0, sure, we'd love for you to cheer, but we're winning. It's when we're maybe trailing or when we're struggling or coming off of something tough. That's when we all come together, and that's when the home crowd can really help our guys pull through things. And so to say that we're going to have a sold-out Ford Stadium for our first conference game in our second year in the league coming off of a loss, I think it speaks volumes to where our program is today and where we can continue to take it.
The ACC has a ton of good quarterbacks this season, and your guys definitely among them. Kevin Jennings, top 5 in the league in pass efficiency, passing touchdowns, passing yards per completion, passing yards per game. He's actually 17th in the nation in passing yards per game coming into this week. You've got to be happy with how he has progressed here in his second year as a starter.
Yeah, I think Kevin's been really solid. And, look, when you struggle at times or don't win a game or two, the quarterback's going to take the same hit everybody else is in terms of, what's wrong here? He's played really well. He's played hurt the last 2 games. I think he's looked pretty healthy this week, which is a good thing for all of us. But, he's given us the opportunity to win those games. And we've got to continue to be better around him on offense and be better and get the stops when we need it on defense. And he just needs to keep doing what he's doing. But I think he's shown really good maturity. I think he's shown growth in a lot of areas that we've noticed. And to your point, when maybe people think, well, we're struggling here or there, and those are still the numbers, and your best receiver arguably has been out for most of that time, I think he's been really solid, and we're going to need him to continue to play that way. I think others will continue to play well around him, and we'll continue to hopefully stack wins here down the stretch.
You mentioned top receiver Jordan Hudson goes out on play 1 of the season. came back, of course, last
Yeah.
game. But what about the job Jalen Cooper did? I mean, you said it to me a couple weeks ago. Play 2 of his career, he's a starter all of a sudden. And
Yeah.
he never looked like the moment's being too big for him.
No, he's been awesome. And we felt like he would help us a lot this year. I mean, that's why he was going to be rotating and backing Jordan up. You know, we felt, hey, coming in the season, we got Jordan and Romello, 2 really good, experienced players. When you have those guys with an experienced quarterback, that gives you a lot of confidence. And when the first play of the season, you lose one of them for, about a month, that's not ideal when you knew you were going to need to develop your backups below because we're really young behind that. But to your point, he became the starter, played 2 of the season, and all he did was catch touchdown passes in those first 2 games. Made some big catches in each of the last 2 games. You're going to continue to see him play a lot this year. I think he shows. And we've got some other guys, too, that when these 2 older guys leave us, those next men up are going to be very capable.
Yeah, with Jalen, like just a freshman, having so much pressure on him early on, wasn't exactly expected for him to get that much playing time early on. With that, like, what was your messaging to him for embracing that moment? What were you telling him?
I haven't really told him anything, I mean, Coach Likens, I'm sure, has. I mean, he got here in January, so he went through the spring with us, and that's when we knew, okay, this guy's going to be able to help us this year. We thought he would coming in, but then we saw it, and I think that really helped him. And then you go through fall camp and all the things you go through, and I think that's maybe what our staff does a good job of. Like, we don't sit there and go, hey, you're a true freshman starting on the second play of your college career. Are you nervous? No, we just let's go play. Like, this is what we do. This is what you expect to do. And I think that helps him just kind of go be in the moment. And, look, he's a really talented player. He was an Army All-American. He was making plays in high school to get him to this point. And credit to him, he's just gone out and played. And, I mean, again, he's a true freshman. He's only going to get better and better and better with so many facets of his game. But I think Rob and our entire staff's done a good job just, your coaches can infuse confidence in you by how you react because they're looking to you. And I think when he looked over, he didn't see people panic that Jordan's hurt. So, hey, man, go play.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's nobody there to cheer him on more than Rob Likens, is there?
I mean, I'm sure his parents, but
I don't know. Rob cheers on everybody more than
Rob's got
everybody.
good energy for sure. He doesn't headbutt anybody anymore, though.
That's good.
Because he has neck problems now from that.
We had Logan up here earlier, of course, one of the vets on your offensive line. You've had a few little shuffles here and there, but you've talked a lot about how much deeper you are on that line. Is this group rounding into the form that you're looking for as you head into league play?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've obviously had moments we could play better, but they've been solid too. I think obviously Logan and PJ are kind of the returning veterans. Y'all talked about Bates and Addison and what they give us internally. Andrew Chambly got hurt midway through fall camp. He was probably going to start at left tackle. He got hurt. Savion Bird, who's played a lot, jumped right in and did, he was almost like a co-starter last year and played well. But now Andrew's back and started the last game and playing well. And we still have Savion. And then we got some young guys. You got Abel Hoopy and Draymond Odoms right behind him. Yeah, I just say Hoopy because I'll mess it up more than that. And then, but it is like Ho-Ho-P-I. What like you said.
Ho-Ho-P-E.
There you go. And then another one who's got hurt is Alex Woods. He's a redshirt freshman guard that was having a great camp, was going to be in the top 6 or 7, and he had a back injury that set him out to at least the Clemson game. And so that's just part of it. But to your point, the depth has allowed our unit to still function at a high level.
At running back, TJ Harden's really kind of grabbed the reins there. This is a guy who didn't get here he was here, but not able to participate at the start of fall camp because he was still finishing up at UCLA. Has he really assimilated into your offense and into your group faster than you would have expected based on that?
Yeah, I mean, we expected him to come in and do what he's doing. That's why, we got a senior transfer. But, yeah, to your point, when you miss the first almost week of fall camp, it takes a little catch-up time. But he's been a real physical downhill player for us. I mean, he played really well against Baylor, obviously against Missouri State. He's been a little banged up. I think that showed in the last game, so this week's been good for him. But, yeah, I've been proud of TJ. He's been that steady veteran we felt like we needed with younger players like Chris Johnson, who's still a young player, and Jermico Green, who I think you're about to see a lot more of.
Yeah, you mentioned Jermico, another one of your freshmen. Something I've noticed about him as he's gotten in the rotation a little more the last few weeks, you trust him a lot. He's getting the ball at critical moments.
Yeah, he's a guy that much like Jalen Cooper, would have probably played a lot more early on, but he got hurt in fall camp and had to really the last 2 weeks couldn't be full contact. We sat him the first game just to get him for sure healthy. And now, your first game being Baylor, that's a tough scene, and then on the road, but he can really run the football, and he cares, and he's a smart kid. And so, like I said, you're going to continue to see TJ and Chris in certain ways, but I think you're about to see a whole lot more of D'Amico Green as well. And again, as a true freshman, that does show a lot of confidence. We think he's got a really bright future.
Syracuse here on Saturday afternoon. They went to Clemson and won a couple weeks ago, but they lost their quarterback in the process. Yeah. Ricky Collins had to take over last week, and subsequently they lose last Saturday to Duke. How different are they with that quarterback?
Yeah, I mean,
change?
You're different when you lose your quarterback. They're dangerous is what they are. I mean, I think I said this yesterday. I mean, Fran's been there a year and 4 games or whatever it's been, 5 games, and they've already got 13 wins. And everybody knows they knocked Miami out the last week of the season last year, or that's who we would have been playing. And then, what they do they play Tennessee week 1. Tough opener, played them well, and then go to Clemson, and really it was a no-doubter. I mean, they were up 20 in the fourth quarter. They did lose their quarterback, and so that changes everything, right? And so I think what you probably saw last week is a team in their first game without their starter breaking in a different guy who's new, and it takes the staff sometimes time to learn that guy. And so I think you'll see a different group offensively because now they have a better idea of maybe how to build things around him. What that looks like, we won't know till Saturday. But I mean, to go on the road and hold Clemson to 21 points at their place also shows their defense is very capable too. So we need to play well if we want to get the dub.
It's about time we renewed this rivalry. It's only been 93 years since we played these guys.
Oh. You had me for a minute. I'm like, what rivalry?
I'm trying to figure out why we went to Syracuse, New York in 1932.
Well, why did we?
I don't know.
That's the last time we played them?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had to have taken a train there, right?
I didn't go, so I don't know. No, I didn't make that one.
It was odd scheduling, I thought.
93 years.
1932.
Yeah. Well, about to get ready to play them a lot more now.
We are.
So maybe we took horses there, Mustangs, maybe.
Maybe. But, this is another new conference opponent. We got a few of those coming up, but some you've seen. And, it's all new ventures, it seems like, as we can keep
when you enter
forward.
A league new, the first 4 or 5 years, it's going to be a lot of firsts, right? And there's 17 teams in the league. So, sure, we played 8 plus Clemson last year. But to your point, we're getting Syracuse this year. We're going to be going on the road to different venues. So that's the exciting part about joining a new league, but also being in a league with that many great teams and that many great places to go. And I'm glad they're coming here this year. I think we're supposed to go there next year, and that's a tough place to play, but we'll take them here this year.
Well, we won 17 straight conference games, so,
We have,
yeah.
That's a lot,
It is.
That's a lot. That's kind of one of those you pinch yourself when you think about it. The last 2 years we've won all our regular season conference games, and we won, I guess, the Memphis game the end of the first year. Mm-hmm. So it's quite a streak. I think it just shows what our players have been able to do. I think we're like 17-4 or something at Ford Stadium. So it's good to be home, good to be playing a conference team, and we need to try to get back on those winning ways and get some momentum.
All right, it'll be Saturday, 2:30. I'll have the radio call on 96.7 and 1310 The Ticket. We'll start at 2 o'clock on that for our pregame show. No show here next week for Mustangs Mic'd Up. We'll be back in 2 weeks. On Wednesday, October 15th, we'll have women's golf coach Lauren Mason. We'll have the men's golf coach Chris Parr and women's basketball coach Adia Barnes. Thanks to Logan Parr joining us earlier on the show. Bree, thanks so much for filling in here this week.
This was so much fun. I appreciate it.
Coach, appreciate it.
Appreciate everybody. Look forward to Ford Stadium Saturday.
Let's do it.
Have some fun.
All right. And thanks, everybody, for joining us again for Mustangs Mic'd Up.
You've been listening to Mustangs Mic'd Up, presented by the SMU Cox School of Business. Your inside look at all things SMU athletics. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Mustangs Sports Network.